Hey, what's up? I'm Adam. I'm one of the leaders in discussion 4 this week. So first off, started with an article called "A Little Story of Airport User Experience Fail." It kind of talks about the author having a hard time with this new kiosk that they installed at the airport. It first talks about frustration from new technology and like the stupidity that kind of comes with it. It's like they use the example of polling on a push door, which have been eventually are kind of like things are the design's fault, not our fault. So then she goes about talking about this automated kiosk that's at the airport, and then that scans different body parts, mainly her finger, like the right finger and her left finger, and then how much trouble she has to work because she's trying to get her different fingers to do it while also keeping the passport logged into the kiosk. And when she goes to pull it out, has to restart, but she has to pull it out to use it on her other finger. So essentially, like, the big idea was that the companies kind of think more about how can we just get this out here and have people try it than more about the actual like practical use of the item and how customers are actually going to have to use it. And essentially that since she has such trouble with that, that kind of most customers are going to kind of have a problem with that, and they kind of think that the company didn't really put too much effort into thinking how practical it is. Like, yeah, the item's going to help, like that product's going to help cut down time at the airport because you don't have to stand in a long line for the actual check-ins, but they didn't really think about it practically, as in like they're not going to have this many body parts to even be putting it in. So the big idea was that the companies need to think more about their design when they're actually making it and how practical it's going to be, because there will be user complaints of it. Some questions are from that article are, so what are some of the design kiosks that you had problem with in public? I mean, it's happened to like all of us. Like, it's embarrassing, but then everyone has to go through a first time of going through a kiosk and not working. And also, do you think companies take time and think about how practical their designs are, or do they just send them out so they can have the newest thing on the market? The next article was then about amusement parks. So first started talking about kind of the history of amusement parks and when it all started happening early, I think the 1900s, 1920s. It goes in and defines user experience. I'll just read it off here. It encompasses all aspects of the end user interaction with the company, its services, and its products, which I would go ahead and probably agree with that. It just makes sense. I mean, when you think about user experience, it's not just like how your website works or how your app works. It's how the service itself works, how it can actually be carried out, and how it's meant to be carried out, and how that much to actually users use it, how it's supposed to be used. It talks about the visual design and making things actually look good, and then actually working, and then talks about sending the right message to the crowd, as in like this is how you're supposed to be using it, and kind of like that. It talks about how people are utilizing it and making like surveys and stuff to make sure people are actually liking the product, any issues that could come with it. And then went into success about Disney and their ability. They use the term Imagineering, which is imagine and engineering put into two, or into the one, and kind of talk about the success they've had by, if you go on a Disney ride, you don't really need to know the movie or the story behind it. If you're on the ride, you kind of can get what the whole thing's about just by how the ride is designed and the what you can see like on the walls and the part of the ride. So they're really good at that, which is really makes them successful with that. Compared to this amusement park I never heard of, it's called Nobles. It's not like the average amusement park. It's like you don't even have to pay to get in. You can just, there's no gates where you just walk right in. And because I give the example of like a grandparents don't want to ride the rides, but they want to be there for like the grandkids, that they can even go and not spend any money to be on the rides. It was like less structure than normal parks, so it was kind of more about conserving the past. So questions about that I have is, which park do you think would be more successful among the visitors? Like, which one do you think, do Disney fans like Disney a lot more, or would the Noble fans like Noble a lot more? Also, which one would you rather go to? All right, thank you.